everyone, so this video is it's going to be one of our training videos. We thought that it'd be quite a good one to show you because we've had a new horse arrive, 7-year-old chestnut mare, with a little bit of attitude, got a bit quirky. Everything started off really well. When the owners had her, she was underweight, not feeling great, obviously, just not in great condition. So they've done a great job with her. She's looking well. She's been out doing little bits of competitions and things. Her owner's done a really good job, but they've got in a little bit of a pickle with her. So things have gone a little bit downhill and started going a little bit out of control, where she started having some temper tantrums, getting a little bit, I guess you could say a little bit aggressive. There's been a lot of attitude, showing signs of napping, not wanting to do things, even not wanting to go on a truck, just generally being not a very nice horse. And it's got to the point where they've persevered, but they're now at a stage where it's kind of like, yeah, they've admitted they need some help. So she's come to us. So what I will say is, when we first did meet her, it was a little bit like a lot of them are actually when they first come to us. We retrain racehorses, we school them, we rehome them. It's like, she looks like a warm blood. The nicest possible way. She looks great, especially for this time of year, but she doesn't look like a thoroughbred at all anymore. And she's a big mare for a fairly young rider to be dealing with. So there's a lot of horse there that now we've got to help, and a lot of horse with a lot of attitude. So it does make things a little bit tricky. So we're going to show you where we start. Bless her, she came to us and then we had the frost. So that put a complete, it kind of stopped us before we even got started. So she had a few days of just settling in, which I don't think has done her any favours, not favours. I don't think it's done her any harm at all, because it's basically given her time to adjust to our routine, get to know us a little bit, us to get to know her, see how things are. And as I explained to the owners before they sent it to us, it's not all about work. I'm not going to work these horses every day into the ground. I need to work out what's going on with them before we can kind of see where we're going. And I'm not going to do anything with them until I feel that we're in the right place, ready to start doing things with them. So it probably, like I say, probably helped in a little way for us to get to know her a little bit more. And yeah, she's quite quirky in the stables, and to the point, shall we say, that you go into her and 1 minute she's kind of got ears forward and the next the ears are back and she's not happy, and she's definitely dominating you and pushing to see how far she can kind of, is she going to get you out of her stable and out of her space, even with us not even actually invading any of that. So she's quite an interesting proper chestnut mare. I seem to be collecting them, don't I? All these stroppy mares, especially the chestnut ones. But look, let's just see where we go. So I'm going to show you where we start, and day one with her, before we actually tack her up and take her down to the school, I put the Equissage on her. I want to see, gives me a good look how she reacts to that. So this is where we're going to start, putting the Equissage on. And what you see is exactly what we've been doing. Interestingly, I'll just point out that we didn't actually video me tacking her up, and I wish we had, because I couldn't get the bridle on her. She had a proper strop. I mean, to the point where she was like dragging me all around the stable, and I was just hanging off her. And yeah, she was a complete witch about it. Strangely enough, then after I spoke to the owners, they did say that they'd had issues with her to start with putting bridles on. But obviously she's reverting to all her ways and testing me out and stuff. So yeah, we had a little chat about that, and eventually we got the bridle on. And as I say, you know, I mean it when it is little chat, because mares are mares, and you know, we have to kind of have an understanding. And that's, yeah, that's what we did. And like I say, it's a shame we didn't have that on video because it was quite entertaining watching me getting flung around the stable while I was trying to put a bridle on her. So yeah, we started off when we did that on not a very good note. So I was feeling less than positive when we tacked her up to take her down to the school for me to get on. But I will let you watch, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. It might be a little bit long in places, but yeah. Anyway, start of the video. So we've just turned on the Equissage. It's the first time wearing it. What do you think of that, darling? Hey? Not too sure, are you? Come on. Put your head. Good girl, you can move with it on, it's fine. Good girl, there we go. What do you think? What do you think, sweetie? She's got a very confused look about her. What the bloody hell have you put on me? You'll love it once you actually settle with it. There you go, good girl.
Oh, you're doing Missy now? No. You gotta close it. Good girl, Missy.
Quite a big mare.
Yeah.
She's even bigger now than she was in the stable. So I've yeah, walked Missy down to the school, and she's walked down the track okay. You know, she's a little bit on edge looking around, and I think, as you heard me say, she's a big mare, and she'd grown in size. You can see just there, she's just kind of stopping and just eyes on stalks, having a look at absolutely everything. And I actually make a comment, I'm like, she doesn't even know I'm here really. I'm just basically, you know, walking around with her, but she doesn't really care about me. There's no interest in me whatsoever. She's completely in her own world. So the thing is, when we've got horses like this, and I know I say a lot, look, I don't lunge them before we get on them. Well, she's a bit different. Had she been a racehorse that had come out of training and was a little bit edgy, then no, I probably wouldn't have lunged. But because she's, you know, she's been there, she's done a bit, she's worked in school, she's jumped around a course of fences, she's going to be better balanced, or should be. So I want to put her on the lunge because, one, I don't particularly fancy hitting the deck. You know, she's already showed a little bit of attitude to me. And I want to see how she reacts, because for me it's very important to see what's going on in her head. And you can see there, you know, just little strops. She's not, you know, to be fair, the video doesn't really show as much as what I'm seeing from her, and that is like an exploded bomb that she's just ready to just let rip at any moment. So I go against the whole thing of, you know, people say, okay, we're going to lunge them first and get the freshness out of them. Most of the time with thoroughbreds, that isn't going to work. You're not going to get them tired. You're going to get them mentally wound up, probably, if they can't lunge properly anyway. you're going to get them upset about things, you know, you're going to probably make the whole situation worse. So I'm not trying to lunge her as such here. I just want her to, I'm trying to encourage her to just walk around the school. That's all I want. I don't particularly want her to be trotting, and I'm kind of just saying to her, no, 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 I am not letting you just fire off like a lunatic round here. That's not what we're in here to do. So I'm constantly just standing there and, you know, following around a little bit, going, just walk, you know, just talking away to her, trying to keep everything really nice and calm and as chilled as possible. And I just want her, I need her brain to start switching off, because that little switch has flipped on. And, you know, I'm not going to be able to flip that off in a hurry. She's, you know, she's a bit of a tank. Like I say, she looks very well. She's got a lot of built up attitude and energy there. And, you know, I need to focus it in the right way. I need to kind of bring her slowly down. So I haven't got upset with her. I haven't tried to fire her around. You know, I got her to walk a little bit. So we're just trying to change the rein. And usually you change the rein, there's always some attitude for them when you do change the rein, regardless when they first start. So I don't know how much lunging, if any, she's done with her owner, to be fair. I didn't really ask on that. You know, sometimes I like just to take them as face value as I've got them and kind of work my way along with them. Whether she has or she hasn't lunged is completely irrelevant. Is what I'm doing now with the situation. So you can see she's, you know, she's actually walking, but there again, he's no real focus on me. She's constantly looking to the outside. She's constantly looking at everything. What I'm doing there is I'm actually just moving the reins, because I've just got the reins behind her stirrups. And it was just slightly more tighter to the outside. So I just wanted to double check that it wasn't pulling her head to the outside there, that she's the one looking to the outside. And so we've moved the reins slightly so that her head would be, if I was slightly on the inside rein, as we're kind of working there. So I've just tightened that slightly. You know, she's not pinned down with anything. All she's got is the reins behind the stirrups. I don't want to pin her down. You can see the head's just up in the air. If I was on her back now, it would be a nightmare. She would be firing out probably all over the place, wouldn't be listening to me. I'd just be a passenger. We wouldn't have got anything done, and the whole process would have been completely pointless and probably put her back. So, you know, we got some walk work. I'm just trying to give her plenty of attention, but you can see again, I'm not there. She doesn't give a damn about me, to be perfectly honest. You know, she's too busy trying to look around. Yeah, it's nice that she dropped her head a little bit. I think that's more to the fact that she's a bit hot and sweaty and wants an itch. But this is what we needed, to be fair, the first time to be. And I'm very pleased to say it's gone better than I expected. I actually thought, you know, she'd have some serious strops with me out there, but she hasn't. We've done the right thing. We've kept it calm. We've just tried to get her to walk, just switch off a little bit. The legs going. She's stroppy. She is very, very stroppy and opinionated. Yeah, off we go. I mean, when I put the bridle on her, when I eventually got it on her, she struck out with her front leg and had a complete temper tantrum, nearly sent her water bucket flying. So she, you know, she's a proper chestnut mare with a lot of attitude in there, but I think we can work on it. And just walking her back as well, you know, she was constantly on the go, and all I'm doing is just trying to get that walk, slow it down. I want to do everything with the handbrake on, just slow things down. The more we let her rush, the more she's going to keep rushing, the more her brain goes into overdrive. Everything we do now is so important. Just slow it all down with her. Like I say, really pleased. She completely ignored me when I put her back in the stable, but then did want to say hello. So there was a bit of progress. Like I say, unfortunately, I haven't really got that on video at the moment. Right, so on day 2 of Missy. Hello. Yeah, not quite sure what to say. To be fair, she was better to get ready today. Come on, I don't mind you having a... She's just got a kind of some attitude. You can see she looks... come on. So we'll see how today goes. So we're in the school. and she's actually a lot more relaxed than she was yesterday. Now, sometimes we quite like to, do the horses for a day, give them a day to kind of think about, process things. For her, I really feel as if we need to kind of just do a block set of days to really kind of get her in the right frame of mind, and then she can have a little break. So you'll see there, she's walking around a lot more relaxed than she was before. She's not so gawpy looking around at everything else. She's actually listening to me a little bit better. And it's nice to see she's got that little kind of floppiness about her. She's still got a bit of a march on, but quite a steady march. So I've asked her for a little trot, and it could have gone either way. And to be fair, yesterday as well, she didn't
really
explode as such. So I am quietly confident about her, hopefully. So I just want to keep that trot there slow and steady. Like I say, everything a little bit with the handbrake on. And I've not really got any control over here. If she wants to, do something, she will. But it's quite nice to see that she's trying, which is great. She's trying to kind of let us in a little bit. Well, that's how I feel. And she looks pretty relaxed there.
Oh my
actually.
goodness.
And she's listened to me. She's come back to a walk. She's stretched her head down slightly. She's put her neck down a little bit. She's stopped now. She's having a look around, but that's fine. I can cope with that as long as she's just chilled out. So I'm just kind of like, I'm still here. Hi. Always trying to get her to focus on me a little bit, because I kind of want her to. Well, we've got to be friends if we're going to get anywhere. But yeah, she's she's fixated on something there, but it's nothing like it was yesterday. There we go. She's letting me, have a little stroke with her and things, and she's not backing off or being thuggish with me today, so that's good. And the good thing is she did actually let me put the bridle on. There was a slight
Oh, there she is.
And, she dropped her head down. She's not sweaty and itchy this time. She's a little bit more aware of me, which is great. That's where we kind of need to be. Walks away nicely.
I think she's starting to like it here.
I haven't got much chance if she doesn't.
No.
Again, she's fairly relaxed. She's having a little look around.
No.
But she's nowhere near what she was like yesterday. And all I wanted to do again is just, stay relaxed, stay chilled out. I'm just adjusting the reins again through the stirrups there. Just because I want to try, if we can, just to get her a little bit more focused to the inside. And everything I'm doing with her today, she's a lot more chilled out about it. Having a little stretch there, which is nice. And yeah, I'm starting, to kind of hope that we can make some progress with her. And there, I've pulled her back in, but okay, she's done it. She's like, all right then. We seem to be getting somewhere with her. I mean, I wouldn't dare canter on the lunge. It's just not worth it, because like I say, the whole point of this is that we're just trying to chill her out, which is why mainly, she's just walking around, because that's all I need to do with a horse that's kind of this anxious and
good girl,
wound up about life at the moment. There's no point in putting any hard fast work into her, because that will just keep her up at that level where the anxiety is a bit high. What we need to do is slow it all down. As I said previously, you don't really wear these guys out. you've got to kind of refocus the brain and the attitude to life. But she's, you know, she's got a nice balanced trot there, and you know, you can see it is a little bit on the handbrake. I'm not encouraging her to be moving forward, which is very different from a lot of it when we're retraining. You know, it's all about forward, forward, forward when we start them off the track. As we are with her, it's very much no, just take it a little bit back, just chill out. We want a nice chilled out Missy.
Try.
So I brave it. Had she come down to the school today and been a bit on her toes, then no, I wouldn't have done. But because I've seen some positive progress today, you know, even if I get on and I get off, that's a start.
Good
She stands
girl.
politely at the mounting block. Now it'll be quite interesting to watch, for me especially as well, because what I feel isn't always what comes through. I mean, I can feel the anxiety in her when I'm riding her. I can feel the tension, and it's kind of a very, very thin line of me, how much I ask to keep her going forward, how much I ask her to steady up. I don't want to be putting the handbrake on too much so she starts kind of wanting to plant, but equally I don't want her marching forward. We've got to find that balance in between, and it's such a fine line sometimes. I mean, she's a beast of a thing. I was told she doesn't really drop her head down much, but I'm really pleased with, you know, where she's carrying herself already, which to me is showing that she's already slightly relaxed, much more than she was, and she's actually having a little, you know, little stretch down. You can see I've got no gadgets or anything on there. It's just me and the bridle on the bit and the reins.
Oh, the sun's come out.
She's in the titanium mask because any extra help that we can give her at this stage is always a bonus. But you know, she had a little stop. I don't mind if she has a little stop and has a little look around and then she just carries on. But you know, we want her, we've got to get a connection somewhere, and this is what I'm trying to do at the moment. Is she's going to ask a few questions. She's going to say, well, you know, I just want to do this. Okay, well, we'll let you do that if you do this. And this is kind of the process that I say, you know, when I say, you know, we have a little chat about things. It's not about me so much dictating to her in certain ways. It's about us getting on together, a partnership, I guess. And that's what we need to build on now if we're going to get anywhere with her.
Good girl.
There we go. She's just like, having a little lurk, so I don't react. You know, I didn't want her to stop. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. So have a little leg
She
stretch
looks like a
myself,
mountain.
and then just go, come on.
She looks like a mountain.
And like a little pea on a
Oh,
mountain.
good girl.
Because, you know, if she does decide she's doing something, I'm not going to be doing much against her. You can't argue with them, especially the mares. You know, it's got to get to the point where actually she wants to work for me. But just trying to make plenty of fuss of her, keep it chilled, keep it relaxed, and get off while it's all good.
Well done.
And she dropped her head for me. You know, that's lovely to see. The fact that she is actually now interacting with me a little bit. You know, she dropped her head down, she had a fuss. It's not so much eyes on stalks now. She's just taking in things around her, which is fine. I can deal with that. Good girl. This is what we like. Winnie, careful, darling. Good girl. Just wait there a sec. just going to just undone it just in case. Yeah, you don't need that.
Let's just grab this. Aww.
I think she was mentally ready.
Yeah.
I think had we put her out a few days ago, it would have been hell. Good girl. Oh, I'm really pleased.
Girl, you better let us bring you back in.
Least of your worries, isn't it, lovely? So we're on day 3 of Missy. Yeah, she looks a little bit scruffy. She had a bit of a good time in the paddock. Did have a little bit of a hoon around after we left her. Her owners did say that she likes to gallop around the fields quite a bit. So hopefully she'll continue to calm down in the fields as well as while we're doing the work with her. Yeah, I don't really want her hooning around the fields like a lunatic all the time. Won't do her any favours, mentally or physically. So what I'm trying to do here is just get her to kind of walk away from me on her own. You'll see there, she kind of went to back off a little bit. I was like, no, go on. I want to give her back a little bit of a confidence, because what happens when these horses get a bit like this and the anxiety levels get over the top, they do lose all their confidence. You know, it's a bit like just people really. You know, if things get a little bit stressful, you lose confidence in yourself. And that's, you know, a bit where she's got. And because of her lack of confidence, she's turned it into, you know, a little bit of aggression towards people, because she's lost that kind of, she's lost away a little bit. So this is why we're doing all this, you know, building with her at the moment, just kind of getting her a little bit chilled out and to like us, and, you know, just bring her back down those levels. So just walking her back around by the mountain block again. She was so good yesterday when we got on her, but you'll see, you know, the head is dropped a lot lower. There she goes. You know, she's starting to interact with me, and quite quickly. And to be fair, if you can get them on side and you can kind of get into their brains, then, you know, we can. I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to be working miracles with her. I mean, who knows? You know, she's a very open book with us at the moment. We don't know where this journey is going to go with her. And I have, you know, said that to the owners as well. It's kind of, you know, lots happened with them and her, and we've just now got to see where it goes from here. But yeah, positive steps so far. Again today, you know, she has a little look around, but you can see she drops her head. She's a little bit more bothered by me. She was quite funny today though. When I come down the barn, she had her head out over the stable door looking real friendly, so I gave her a fuss. I opened the door to go in and she turned into a devil. She swung her back end at me and she was threatening me the whole time. Wouldn't let me near her for probably a few minutes. It felt longer than that, but probably only a few minutes. And in the end, I had to kind of, you know, I grabbed hold of her rug and I made her stand there with me. And then she was fine. You know, we kind of had a little chat. I was like, what on earth do you think you're doing? And she was like, oh, okay. So again, it's just something else that she's thrown in there, just kind of using her dominance against us really. and she'd have quite happily been just trying to force me to go out of the stable. But strangely enough, when I kind of react back to her and go, well, no, I'm not going out, and she's like, oh, okay, I really like you now. And this is the complicated bit with horses sometimes. You know, what you get in some of the thuggish behaviour isn't always what you've got underneath in that horse. Sometimes it is, don't get me wrong, there are some real thugs out there that would go and hurt you. But she wasn't, she was just threatening me. So we've had a little walk round, just let it have a little trot. You'll see this time, you know, I've just let it come a bit quicker because, again, because she's chilled out so much, what I want to do is kind of get on her a lot quicker. I want to do a little bit less on the ground here with her now, and I want to get up on board her and see how she reacts with me. We're doing that, you know, a bit more quickly. So very relaxed, very steady. She actually stopped there, but as soon as I said, no, come on, walk on, I want a little bit more from you, she's like, okay. You can see there she's got a nice head carriage, really. It's dropped a lot more than it used to be. Walks nice and relaxed. Yeah, she's a nice chilled out girl today, considering the bit of savagery that I had in the stable before I tacked her up. And she was brilliant to tack up. She dropped her head for the bridle and everything today. Was just that moment when I first walked in the stable with her. You see she's having a look over, you know, you can see her mama sat there videoing her again. But she's chilled, she's, you know, letting me swap sides with her, she's not bothered. And she just looks in a lot better. I have a little stroke and, you know, constantly still just giving her plenty of affection. And, you know, mares will let you know when they've had enough of you, they really will. So again, it's a lot of it on her terms. Just adjusting my reins again, just to make sure that it is always just that little bit tighter through the stirrups onto the inside. So I'm kind of encouraging her to be thinking about what's going on in the area where I am instead of out and about. But you know, even when she's having a little look around, she's relaxed about it now, which is nice to see. A little steady walk, and what I want to do is, you know, just give her a little gentle trot on this rein as well. She moves nicely, and this is, I just want you to have a look at, you know, her trotting. She, you know, she moves all right, because it's quite interesting to see in a minute when I get on her. You see there, you know, it's relaxed, nothing special. She's just kind of, you know, mooching along there. There's not really any tension. A little bit slow and a little bit choppy, but you know, she'll be a nice moving horse when she lets everything down. She's got a nice walk on her. So we're just walking her back along towards the bottom of the school before we get on. And again, I feel a lot more confident with her today. I mean, talk about confidence and things like that. You know, it's very hard because, you know, you're getting on the unknown when we do these horses sometimes, especially when they've come to us with a bit of attitude. And, you know, I don't want to be getting splatted at all. So I do everything possible to try and avoid those situations if I can. Who needs that? And, you know, you learn a lot with these horses, as in the fact that, you know, it's not a just get on and go and they are going to do it and things like that. That's not the approach that they need, to be perfectly honest. There we go, she's walking really nice, happily alongside me, really steady, just giving her a pat, head's lower. She's just, I feel like we're getting somewhere, hopefully. But she's definitely very polite, and, you know, like I say, she stands at the mounting block as I clamber on board. But yeah, she is a big girl. So, you know, I just give her a nice pat and just walk away nice and slowly, no pressure. And all I want to do is just, you know, get her to just stretch a little bit and just relax. And, you know, this time I've done, you know, the bit of walking with her yesterday, and today you won't really see it from the video there, but I'm just starting to try and put a little bit more leg on her just to see how she reacts to my leg. So I just keep kind of niggling a little bit as I'm walking along there and just popping a little bit more pressure just to see what she's gonna, you know, give me, really, I guess, if she is going to react to anything if I do put my leg on a little bit more. And just as well, just trying to ask her, you know, just keep your head down. And again, I don't want to ask too much because I really don't want to annoy her and upset her and take a step back. So it's all little things. And you see, it's quite funny. They go from one extreme to the other. I ask for a little bit of a drop and she's like, have it then. The head just dives to the floor. But I've got to take it because she's actually giving me a bit of what I want. So I'm not going to fall out with her. There you go. I just say, okay, well done. And then next time it's like, not quite so much. So as again, we have a little chat. It's like, no, we have to find the balance here. But she's walking around absolutely fine. It's going to take a little bit of her getting used to me and me getting used to her. You know, it doesn't happen straight away. We've got to figure out. So I felt confident enough to give her a little trot. And just this is what I'm saying, from the trot that I have on the lunge to look at that. You'd swear blind, you know, oh, she's lame. Look at her, she's absolutely lame. And you know what it is? It's all the anxiety and tension that she's holding. What's going on here is the fact that she's not actually wanting to kind of go forward with me. And I don't for a minute believe that that's because she's in any form of pain or anything like that. It's mental shutdown.
Funny how from being so forward now she's so I can't. Yeah.
And it's quite interesting. I do kind of say, you know, I don't think she wants to go forward for me. I don't think she wants to explode. She's holding back. And as I said, you know, I ride a bit with the handbrake on. Now I've got to try and let the handbrake off a little bit. But I can't let it off too much until she's comfortable in herself doing this. She's just got herself so wound up about life. And every little step we do has got to be slow. And every little step we do, you know, has got to be when she's ready for it. So all we're going to do is just change the rein a little bit for her and do again. Just see what we get on this rein. But she's walking calmly. You know, you can still feel a little bit of anxiety there. So as I said, it's, you know, these little questions that we'll keep asking each other. The head just comes up a little bit and I say, no, come on, just drop it down a little bit. This is the bit where it's really important as the next stages that we have with her. Making sure that she's happy in the work that we're trying to ask her to do. And, you know, we'll keep it short and sweet. She doesn't want a lot. There you go, head down. Right, I'll drop my head, but I'm going to drop it to the floor. I'm just sitting so quietly with her, just playing about. Just trying to keep her as relaxed as I possibly can. I mean, you can see that, you know, she's having a bit of a chomp on the bit and stuff. The anxiety level, it's high enough at the moment. She's, you know, she's doing well. But I can feel that, you know, there is a lot of tension in her body at the moment and in her mind. And that's when it gets tricky. When you've got that, it is hard to unravel it. So again, had you not seen her lunge, you'd have gone, oh my God, look at her, she's lame. What are you doing? Why are you riding a lame horse? What's wrong with her? She's not. It's all tension. And you can see how rigid her neck has got. Look at the neck. The whole body there has got rigid. I'm just trying to encourage her to go down, but she's like, no, I can't. I just can't drop it. And this is as well where a lot of issues will be coming from her. She'll be holding her body like this for such a long time that the muscles in her body and her body itself just start to seize up like that. And so we've got to now work on unraveling all that body and the tension in there. The Equissage will help loads, so we keep using that every day on her as well. It is going to help, but I think you'll see there's a long way to go. It's like so many steps forward and so many steps back, but I just thought this was quite an interesting piece as well, like I say, from you seeing what she moved like on the lunge to how she moved with me under saddle. So yeah, I'm braving it to the state of her, bless her, braving it to ride her back. Because again, you know, there's been the tension there, but I just want her to try and relax a little bit as she walks back to home with me. They said that she always used to be very good at hacking and stuff. So again, we want to get her back to that if we can. So I'm just sat there nice and quietly chatting away to her, because when they've been a bit anxious in the school, quite often the anxiety comes back with them when they walk up the track. And it's not a fun ride when they're jigging about all over the place when it's like that. So it was really good for me to see actually that although, you know, there was a lot of tension there for her today, because I'd asked for the trot work, that she still managed to hold it together to walk back okay. You know, it's not great, it's okay. And that's the thing with her now. Everything has just got to be a little bit of progress. And as long as we can keep her happy, both physically and mentally feeling okay, then, you know, there's no reason why we can't work a bit of magic with this mare. But, you know, we can only do as much with her as she will allow us. And the timing's the right thing. This is what we need to do. So what she'll do is we'll ride her again, and then she'll probably have a couple of days, easy days, of just chilling out, and then hopefully when we get back on then she'll come back a lot more relaxed. That's the plan. That's what usually works that way. We'll see. But no, she's quite a sweet mare. She's quite a tricky mare. So, you know, for what her owner was doing with her, she's done really, really well with her, because there's no way this mare has been easy. And unfortunately, sometimes you get in a pickle with them. That's why we're here. We're just making loads of fun of her. You know, she's really nice, chilled, relaxed. She's actually enjoyed that. And we haven't got it on video because we were quite busy afterwards, but she was so affectionate after this. Went into a stable, had a good drink, ate her hay.
Here you go.
And then, yeah, she was really, really affectionate with us afterwards, so that was brilliant.
I'm not sure, is she? It was better again. It's so funny to feel that trot that
It looks funny.
she just won't go. It's like, I can't go. I can't go. And do you know, it actually kind of feels as if she's going, I can't go because it might all go wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, and I don't think you do want to explode anymore, do you? I don't think you do.